Hi, powerful leaders. This episode is from a live training that I do weekly inside my Facebook group called the Powerful Female Coaches and Leaders Community. Feel free to join us inside the group so I can get to know you better and I can answer any questions you might have. I just love the live interaction, answering to your question, listening to your stories. There is so much power in connecting in a deeper way, and I really hope you do take this invitation. The way I edit these episodes is really to give you all the value, but if you want to have the live interaction, ask any questions, and get them answered by me, please join us in the Powerful Female Coaches and Leaders community. I can't wait to see you there, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. This week's training is all about 4 ways to sell in your Instagram story. I'm so excited about today's training because I love Instagram. I've grown my brand. We're almost 5,600 on my page. It's just been amazing. It's been incredible. And I've learned so much from that platform. I've grown so much from that platform. And I've tried every way. I've tried every single way, and every single way works. There's not one way that works better than the other. They all work. It all depends on who you are and what you love and what you feel aligned with, right? Because energy is everything. So if you can get behind those strategies and actually sell in your stories with those strategies, it's for sure gonna work. It's for sure gonna work. It's really up to you to alternate between them, see what works for you, what doesn't work, and stick with the one that resonates the most for you. So, the 4 ways: mini training, problem awareness, storytelling, and direct selling. Okay, so let's talk about the first way to sell in your Instagram stories. And this works for low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket, whatever you're selling, it works for everything. So the first one is mini training. And what I love about mini training is that you know who you're serving, right? You know them really well. You know them, you know where they are, where they want to be. And you're going to come in your stories and give a special mini training right there in your stories. Because remember, stories are powerful. Stories create FOMO. People love to not miss out on what you have to say or what you're doing. And the people who watches your stories, they're the warm audience. Those are your warm people. Those people are looking forward to watching your stories. Right? So assuming that you are consistent, that you're showing up in your stories like every day, that you're already there building your brand, the people watching your stories, they're like 99.9% like ready. Like they're just waiting for you to make an offer. That's basically it. People love the value, right? So this is for the people who are still not in your group, right? Which you should be having conversation with those people, making sure they are in your group. But other than that, these people are looking forward to what you have to say. They already see you as an expert. They already see you as someone who, as a leader, as someone who knows what they're talking about. So they love mini trainings. They just love it. Mini training is an easy way for you to lead into the sell because you're already giving so much value. It's so easy to ask people what they're thinking, asking their feedback, saying if it was valuable, and then making the proposition to them and being like, hey, I have this going on right now. I think that could be a good fit. So let's go through the steps, right? So the first step, the intro, is you announcing, okay, guys, I'm doing a mini training today on, okay, so let's pick an example. So let's say Gloria. Gloria is a bookkeeper, right? So maybe she has a special offer right now to show you how to be prepared for tax season, right? So her mini training could be, hey, I'm Gloria. I'm doing a mini training on how to prepare for tax season to help you feel less overwhelmed, be more prepared, right? So then you're going to go into the training, give the value, and say, okay, so step 1, make sure you get all your papers all together, separate them between expenses, between this, between that, right? So she's going to give you the steps, a few steps you can take to start preparing for tax season. And then you're going to ask for feedback. So ask the audience, was this helpful? Does this training help you feel more prepared? And I want you to use polls. Use polls in your trainings. Because you're asking for feedback and it's easy for people to just say yes or no. And those people who said yes, not only do I want you to send them a message, but I also want you to do another slide and be like, if you said yes to this, right? If you said that this was valuable, you're gonna love my offer. You're gonna love my upcoming offer. It's for XYZ people who are looking to, be more prepared and elevate their organization skills to be prepared for tax season or whatever, right? So we're already making an invitation. We're already going more deeper into what our offers actually look like and really speaking to the transformation of what happens when they do sign up for that offer. So the last thing, and this is optional, the last thing is optional, is social proof. So I want you to share some testimonials, some transformations, some screenshots from people saying how amazing you are, how good your offer is. That builds even more trust that other people have been through the same process, through the same offer, and they've had amazing results. So this is mini training. This is the first way. How many times do you do this mini training? It really depends. It depends. So I'm giving you 4 different ways to sell. Really alternate between them. So I'm not always just doing one thing, just one way of selling. I alternate between things. For myself, it's been a while since I've done a mini training because I give trainings every week in this group, right? So what I like to share the freebies that I create in my stories, right? And being like, hey, are you in the group? I'm going over this in the training in the group. Because my goal for me, my strategy is getting people in my group and being of value in the group because I have everyone in one place and I know I have to show up in that place. So it's going to look different for every one of us, but it's really up to you. You decide how many mini trainings you want to do. It's really up to you. Maybe you want to start with once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, right? And switch things up. But there's no rules. There's no rules of how many times you have to do things. It also depends around how many offers you have going on right now too. So the second way to sell in our stories is problem awareness. So what I mean by this is truly thinking about our ideal client and what's the top problem they're facing. What's the thing that's keeping them up at night? That doesn't let them sleep at night. By now, if you have a strong foundation in your business, you should know what that is. If you've done your research, if you're having calls, if you're asking questions, right? You should know what that is by now. And you are your best client, right? You've been where your clients are. You understand the pain. You've been there. So think about it. Think about what that pain was. And then I want you to start with a question. Start your story with a question. For example, have you ever waited to sign a client before you make an investment in yourself? So that you feel comfortable and confident with your money situation, even though you really want to invest in that coach or that program or whatever that is. That's a really good question. Then step 2 is the issues that brings up, right? So when you do this, here's what happens. So for example, if I continue with that example, the problem with this mindset is you're taking away from your abundance and your flow of giving and receiving money and clients right now, right? Because you think you need something before doing something else, but you're already abundant right now. And when you trust yourself, anything can happen. So the other step after this is expansion. So I want you to dive deeper into this issue and both the internal feelings and external results, right? So here's the thing. People are going to be hooked up to your stories when you go deeper. People are tired of surface level things. People want you to go deeper into the things that truly happens. Because when we do, we create that emotional connection and we create that trust because they're like, wow, she gets me. She truly gets me. She's reading my mind. How does she do it? That's the feeling we want to create. That could look like, for example, you're putting pressure on yourself by waiting and having a client instead of just moving forward and knowing that money will always flow to you, knowing that you're abundant. And taking action now is how you manifest things. So if you always wait, it's going to be hard to manifest things, right? So I go deeper into that. The other step, the 4th step, is question. So I want you to ask a question and really poll them. Ask a question and put a poll. Are you being a soulmate client and really doing what you ask your clients or audience to do? Which is invest in themselves. So you're investing in yourself first too. So then you're going to put a poll, yes or no. This is huge. Because you're actually bringing up that problem to the surface and actually making them realize, oh my gosh, she's right. I'm asking people to invest in themselves, but I'm not investing in myself, right? So it already like makes people think about their own situation. And they're like, wow, how does she know? Like, this is powerful. Maybe I should change my mindset. Maybe I should shift and maybe start taking action and starting small, investing small in myself and some things. So you see where I'm going with this? This is like going deeper into the things. And then the last step is the solution to their problem. So we're going to talk about what we have to offer, how we can help them, maybe shift their mindset. Maybe we have a masterclass coming up around mindset, around investing. It always depends who your ideal client is, what are you selling, and then coming up with everything you need to go in your stories and sell. When you do that right, when you do that second problem awareness right, oh my gosh, all the conversations you're going to have in the DMs, your DMs are going to like be on fire. People love it. People love that one. Because they're like, wow, she's so right. This is my problem. I have to fix it. I have to find a way to become better. So the third way is storytelling. I love to storytell. I love to share stories. So the first step is to pique the interest. Have you ever struggled with, we're asking a question. Depending on what story we want to share, we're going to start with a question and asking them if they felt the same way or if they've struggled with the same thing. And then we're going to include a poll. Yes or no. And then I want you to message people. Hey, I saw you voted yes on my poll with struggling with XYZ. What about this isn't working for you, if you don't mind me asking? Having those conversations is so crucial. Start connecting. Start having those conversations. I know there's a huge fear right now around DMs, but honestly, people are people. And it's all about the energy and the intention that you reach people with. Okay? People can feel that. So the second step is to relate to the audience and be like, that was me too. I was in that exact same place X number of months ago. And it took me a few months to realize that something needed to change. So it's really relating to them and being like, I totally get it. The third step is to show your authority and be like, I went from XYZ, maybe it's like struggling with this or that, to XYZ. And now I help you do the same. I help women do the same. And my clients have had X transformation, X results. And then you can announce what your offer is, what the benefits are, and add a call to action. And maybe another poll, right? And telling them, you want to learn more about this? Yes or no? And optionally adding the social proof. So this method is a little bit similar to problem awareness, but we're actually showing what we've been through. We're diving deeper into the story aspect of it, of what we went through, and telling them that we're still like learning, but we came out of the other side, right? Because that's the thing, we're always a work in progress. We're always a masterpiece in progress. No one's perfect in life. But we've been through where they are and we understand it. And here's what we did. Here's what we did. Here's the transformation, the results that happened with my client, with myself. Do you want this too? We're basically asking them if they're in the same place and if they're interested in getting out of their situation and getting help. And I love that way. I love to share my story. And I always get asked that, like, how do you do it? Like, how are you so open, so vulnerable? And I'm just like, because I know my story can help someone. Even if it's just one person who listens to my story and they're like, wow, I can relate to this so much. And look at where Anna is today, right? Like everything she's been through. She's still standing strong. She's still growing her business. She's still showing up, doing all the things. So it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring. And it's showing people there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes people need that reminder. Sometimes people are so deep into their challenges, their struggles, they don't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then they're going to see your story or read your story or see like you being vulnerable and sharing. And it can totally change their day. Totally change everything. And reminding them that there's always a solution. So yeah, I'm super excited for you to try. I want you to try. I know it's not easy. It's not easy to show up in your story and be vulnerable and ask people for feedback and all of that. It can be scary. It can be very scary the first few times you do it, but I promise you it's going to become easier. It's going to become easier as you do it. But we have to start somewhere. Okay? We have to start somewhere. So the fourth and last way is direct selling. So here we're not going over problem awareness, we're not going over storytelling, we're not going over mini trainings or giving value, we're simply selling directly. Like we're straight up, like we're going to talk about my current offer. I'm going to make an announcement, give the details. First thing I want you to do is start with a slide that grabs the attention. So it can be something like, listen up, or put your sound on. Big announcement is coming. This could be like a text slide, or it can be like a boomerang with a text slide, or a video being like, hey, I have a huge announcement. Usually those slides where we're like, we have a huge announcement. Like when I see my insights, I see that people go back and they're like, ooh, wait, what did I miss? Ooh, what announcement? Where? What? So people love that. They love when we're like, hey, we're having an announcement. And then the second step is to announce what your offer is, what your program is, being super excited about it, giving the name. And then the other step is obviously give the details, what the program is about, what the offer is about, what the results are about, like what are they getting, what's the transformation. Always focus more on the transformation than the details, because there's so many clients, they just know. They just know if they want in or not when they see your offer. They don't need to know how many call it is, how long it is, how many, is it like lifetime access or whatever. They don't need to know that. They just want to know what they're getting out of this offer. What are they going to learn? What's the transformation? What's the result? And always have good energy, right? Like I said, we want to sell with intention. We want to feel good about what we're selling. We have to believe in what we're selling. That's a huge thing. We have to believe in what we're selling. We have to be behind that offer. And we have to believe it's the best shit on the planet. Like, oh yeah. Like if you're not getting in this offer, you're missing out big time. Right? So this is the energy. This is the energy we want to have. And then the last step, obviously, is a call to action. Check out the link in my bio, message me with #details, etc. So these are the 4 ways. And the last thing I want to talk about is in the DM. And this is very important. Some people, they are ready for the link to buy. Like they're ready like yesterday. They were waiting for you to come up with that offer. Okay? But some people, they want to know more. They're like, can I get more info? Which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So what I want you to do is congratulate them on wanting to know more. Ask them what more info do they need. Ask them if you can voice note them, if it's okay. And just voice note them the info. It takes 30 seconds. Because here's the thing. I want you to set boundaries. Your time is not meant to be spent all day in the DMs. That's not the goal. That is not the goal. My goal for you is to have strong boundaries, make it quick and easy, give the info, be friendly, and trust that they will buy if it's a good fit. People have the power to buy, so don't stress. And if they don't buy, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything about you or your offer. Okay? They're just maybe not ready yet, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Some people will say no to you today and buy your higher ticket package a month later. Okay, so don't stress. Take a deep breath. It's fine. It's going to be okay. So yeah, I want you to remind yourself of that. Put some strong boundaries in the DMs. Don't spend all your day in the DMs trying to convince people. That's not the goal. We're not convincing anyone. Okay? People have the power to buy. You got this. I believe in you so much. Go and try the different ways in your DMs today. In your stories today. Go and try it. Okay? Because you can learn all the ways to sell, but we have to take action. Let's take action. Let's see what works, what doesn't, what we like to do, what we don't like to do, what yields results. And it's very important to keep the consistency. Like I said, I want to see you win. I believe in you. You got this, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.